They said perfection doesn't exist in a family SUV. They said you have to choose between rugged capability and true silence. But looking at the 2026 Subaru Forester, they were wrong. This isn't just a new model year. This is the moment the underdog became the king. There is a moment just before the sun breaks the horizon where the world holds its breath. It is a space between the night that was and the day that will be. For decades, one machine has owned the territory that exists in this silence, the space between the paved road and the wild unknown. But evolution is not about changing who you are. It is about becoming the purest version of yourself. Witness the awakening of the 2026 Subaru Forester. This is not merely a model year update. This is the moment a faithful companion transforms into a commanding presence. We are looking at the sixth generation of a legend, a vehicle that has shed its utilitarian skin to reveal something far more sophisticated, yet undeniably rugged beneath. If the previous generations were the hiking boots you wore to get the job done, this is the precision instrument you trust with your life when the trail disappears. For nearly 30 years, the Forester has been the definition of capable. It was the boxy anti-hero of the SUV world, loved for what it could do, not necessarily for how it made you feel standing next to it. But the 2026 model shifts that paradigm entirely. It represents a maturation of the Subaru philosophy. The engineers have stopped asking, "Can it go there?" because they know it can, and started asking, "How does it feel when you arrive?" This car defines the era of refined adventure, solving the modern driver's dilemma, the need for a sanctuary during the week and a warrior on the weekend. Walk around it. The first thing that strikes you is the presence. The boxiness hasn't been lost, it's been sculpted. The silhouette is familiar, but the execution is entirely new. The front fascia is bold, almost architectural. A wider hexagonal grille stretches out like a shield, flanked by compact, piercing LED headlights that stare down the road with predatory focus. They don't just illuminate, they carve through the dark. The body lines are tighter, more cohesive. Notice the floating roof effect created by the pillar design. It gives the vehicle a sense of forward motion, even when it's standing still. The fenders are pronounced, bulging slightly to house the rubber that connects you to the earth, hinting at the symmetrical all-wheel drive system waiting to engage. In the wilderness trim, copper accents catch the light like raw ore, a visual promise of the capability hiding within the chassis. It looks planted, solid. It doesn't beg for attention with flashy chrome. It commands respect with a quiet, muscular stance. Open the door. The sound of the latch is heavy, reassuring. A vault closing out the noise of the chaotic world. Inside, the transformation is profound. The cabin of the 2026 Forester is no longer just a cockpit. It is a lounge designed for the long haul. The first thing you notice is the silence. Subaru has utilized high damping mastic and additional welding points in the roof specifically to kill vibration. The result is a library quiet atmosphere, even at highway speeds. Run your hand over the dashboard. The materials have shifted from hard plastic to textured, soft touch surfaces that feel organic, almost like slate or weathered stone, designed to hide the wear of adventure while looking impeccably premium. Dominating the center stack is the 11.6-inch vertical Starlink touchscreen. It stands like a monolith, crisp and responsive, serving as the nerve center for wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. But look closer. The physical controls for volume and temperature remain. A tactile acknowledgement that when you are bouncing down a fire road, you want a knob, not a menu. The seats are bolstered specifically to reduce fatigue, wrapped in durable water-repellent materials, or available perforated leather that breathes with you. It is a space of clarity, devoid of clutter, focused entirely on the journey. But a car is defined by its heart, and in 2026, that heart beats with a new rhythm. Under the hood lies the refined 2.5-liter Boxer engine, a flat-4 configuration that lowers the center of gravity, keeping the vehicle planted in corners in its standard form. It delivers a reliable 180 horsepower and 178 pound-feet of torque. It's an engine built for longevity, not drag racing. However, the headline for 2026 is the integration of the next-generation hybrid powertrain. This isn't just about saving fuel, it's about smoothing out the edges of the drive. The system combines the Boxer engine with a potent electric motor, pushing the output to an estimated 194 horsepower. But the magic number isn't the horsepower, it's the range. With a full tank and a charged battery, This machine is capable of covering over 500 miles without stopping. That is the distance between thinking about going and being there. The capabilities remain class leading. We are talking about 8.7 inches of ground clearance on standard models, rising to a staggering 9.3 inches on the wilderness trim. The symmetrical all-wheel drive is always on, constantly shifting power to the wheels with grip, faster than your brain can process the slip. And for those who tow, the Wilderness Edition now hauls up to 3,500 pounds, enough for a teardrop trailer or a boat, unlocking a new tier of weekend escapes. So, what is it like to drive? Press the start button, the engine hums to life, a low, confident thrum. Shift into drive, and you feel the immediate difference in the chassis. This platform is 10% stiffer than the previous generation. You might not think stiffness matters in a family SUV, but you feel it in your fingertips. When you turn the wheel, the response is instant. They've borrowed the dual-pinion electronic steering rack directly from the WRX sports sedan. The result is steering that feels alive. It's weighted, precise. You don't guide the Forester, you communicate with it. On the highway, it glides. The suspension absorbs expansion joints and potholes with a dull thud, never upsetting the cabin. But take it off the pavement and the character shifts. Engage X mode. The throttle mapping changes, the traction control becomes hyper-aware. You feel the car thinking, clawing, finding grip where there should be none. Climbing a steep, loose gravel grade, the electric motor of the hybrid fills in the torque gaps, pulling you up the mountain with a surge of silent power that feels almost magnetic. It is not aggressive, it is inevitable. You feel unstoppable, not because of brute force, but because of intelligent engineering. This level of engineering usually commands a premium that prices out the very people it was built for. Yet, the 2026 Forester remains attainable. Pricing starts in the low $30,000 range for the base trims, offering incredible value for a full-time AWD vehicle. As you climb to the touring or the rugged wilderness trims and opt for the advanced hybrid powertrain, the price moves into the mid to high $30,000s, topping out near $40,000. It is positioned perfectly for the realist, the young family, the solo adventurer, the empty nester who refuses to stop exploring. It sits in a market crowded with soft rotors that look the part but fail the test. The Forester doesn't have to pretend. It is the authentic article in a world of replicas. As the sun fully rises, illuminating the dust on the rear bumper, you realize what this car actually is. The 2026 Subaru Forester is not a status symbol for the country club. It is a badge of honor for the trailhead. It represents the intersection of where we have been and where we are going. A bridge between the mechanical soul of the past and the efficient digital future. It balances power with elegance and ruggedness with grace. It proves that you do not need to shout to be heard. You just need to show up day after day, mile after mile, regardless of the weather, regardless of the terrain. It is the quiet storm. It is the reliable heartbeat in the wild. If this machine stirred your love for design and performance, make sure to stay tuned with LuxeLine, where passion meets precision.